I was a fake heiress. After the real heiress kicked me out, a middle-aged gentleman stood in the rain holding an umbrella and asked me, "Fiona, do you know who I am?" I shook my head. He lifted me up and hugged me. "I'm your biological father. From now on, the whole family will support you." Later, I was shocked to find out I had 5 brothers at home. Bruce is the director of the largest hospital in the country. Evan is the second richest man in the country. Albert is a top star in the entertainment industry. Jason is a computer hacker. Leo is undoubtedly the campus heartthrob. And my biological father is the richest man. I jumped from a wealthy family into a real high-class family. Sitting in my new dad's luxury car, he looked at me with pity. "Fiona, my precious daughter, you've been wronged. From now on, Dad and your brothers will make it up to you." I was stunned, a bit in disbelief. "Are you really my biological father?" "Silly girl, look at this report and you'll understand." It was a DNA paternity test. Turns out, I truly am his biological daughter. This time it's 100% authentic. With a mix of nervousness and anticipation, I arrived home, and a strong sense of security surrounded me instantly. The yard here is huge, and the building is very tall, with 6 or 7 floors. The car drove around the yard for 10 minutes before reaching the spot. The servants were respectful and neat. "Welcome home." Just then, my phone suddenly rang. "Where the hell are you? Get back home now. I'm telling you, the only reason my parents didn't kick you out is because they pity you. You better know your place and not try any tricks." The sharp and sarcastic voice on the phone was Luna, the real heiress from the Cold family. I didn't respond, and she got even more aggressive. "Fake will never be real, Fiona." I replied with a yeah. Before I could react, a handsome stranger took my phone. Confused, I looked at the boy in front of me. He hung up and handed the phone back to me. "Aren't you going to call me brother?" I instinctively said, "Hello, brother." He patted me fondly on the head twice. "I'm Leo." I glanced back at Dad, and he nodded at me. "You're the youngest in our family, the 6th one." Leo, with his hands behind his head, teased, "I finally have a sister. From now on, anyone who dares to bully her will have to answer to me." He looked fresh-faced, not much older than me. Dad told me not to mind him, saying he's the most playful among the brothers. Besides Leo, the other 4 brothers weren't home. Dad took me to the innermost part of the living room. It was full of photo frames, and the shelves were lined with various trophies and certificates. I pointed to the most prominent man in the center, because I had seen him before. "Dad, who's he?" "I know him. He's Albert, just a minor celebrity." I exclaimed. "What minor celebrity?" "He's a top star." Dad shook his head helplessly. "Except for Leo, Albert is the most unruly. With such a handsome face, he's allowed to be unruly. He's beyond good-looking." Dad didn't continue the introductions, and Leo started talking non-stop. "The one on the furthest left with glasses is Jason, a computer genius, a hacker, you get. The one on the far right is Evan, the country's second richest man." My eyes widened. "Then who's first?" He grinned mischievously. "The one next to you." One brother left is the hospital director, Bruce. I remembered all the brothers on the wall. Each one was extraordinarily powerful. Until I saw a photo of Dad with someone else, and the person standing behind him made me freeze. "Dad, he used to be my driver." The driver Dad mentioned was my former father. The next day, I went to school as usual. As luck would have it, I ran into Luna at the school gate. "Disappeared, didn't you? So why are you back? When you disappear, you should do it completely. Since my parents brought her back, my status at home has plummeted. After all, I have no blood relation to them, and she's their real daughter. We didn't get along from the first meeting. She thought I stole her place. Now that she's back, I had to give everything back to her. My room was no longer mine, and I was moved to a smaller study to sleep. Dad used to drive me to school, but after she came, I took the bus instead. In short, I was an eyesore. But now, seeing her like this, I could almost laugh. "Luna, you won't see me anymore. I'm transferring schools next week." Her eyes practically bulged out. "Transferring? How come I don't know? Did you and Mom and Dad plan this? Which school are you transferring to?" I didn't want to tell her, but gave in when she grabbed my clothes. "It doesn't matter if she knows. The school is for the rich, and even my previous family couldn't afford it." High, partial, I'm their real daughter. Why are they sending you to such a school? It's unfair. I couldn't care less and walked away. I didn't consider her feelings anymore. A week later, first day at the new school, I couldn't believe seeing Luna wearing High's uniform. I wanted to avoid her, but she came straight to me. "Why did you transfer here? Tell me honestly. Didn't mom and dad tell you? No, they must have hidden something from me. I didn't expect them to be so biased towards you. Biased how? You're here too, aren't you? Don't you know how expensive this school is? Mom and dad sacrificed a lot for you. Luna didn't listen at all. It's none of your business. I always get what I want, understand? She patted my shoulder. You better not compete with me, you'll never win. She warned me like a thug. Then she walked off with a few girls in the distance. After finishing the transfer procedures, I was assigned to Galaxy class. Just arrived. Hadn't even warmed up my seat. Someone called me at the door. Fiona, someone's looking for you. Who could it be? I just got here. Don't know anyone. Is it Luna? Probably not. We bumped into each other this morning. Just out of the classroom, the hallway was noisy. The wide hallway was crowded in an instant. Caught in the crowd, confused. Who's looking for me? Being short, I got squeezed to the center, hearing girls scream. So handsome, so handsome. Why is Leo here? No idea. We usually have to sneak peeks at him in his class or on the court. Today's our lucky day. First time being this close, my heart could almost jump out. I also tiptoed, joining in to admire the school heartthrob's looks, until I saw the school heartthrob's face clearly, and I was stunned. Leo, we're in the same school, and he's recognized as the school heartthrob. Taking advantage of Leo not noticing, I slowly slipped out of the crowd and sneaked to the restroom. I ran so fast that I couldn't dodge in time, and crashed straight into a boy in the crowd. I'm sorry. It wasn't on purpose. That collision made my eyes see stars. The boy didn't say anything, but looked at me coldly. A familiar voice echoed harshly in my ear. Are you blind? You did that on purpose, didn't you? Talk about a narrow escape from a nemesis. It was Luna again. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just in a hurry. Don't think you can just crash into people and get away with it. Also, don't get any funny ideas. Luna pulled the boy, looking smug. She had a few friends and a couple of other boys with her. Luna didn't miss a chance to mock me. She's Fiona, my sister. If you guys are interested, go ahead and pursue her. She's not picky. I brushed off the dust. Thanks for your concern, but my boyfriend is way hotter than them. Luna raised an eyebrow. You, a boyfriend? Don't think just because you've got a new look, you're some rich kid now. Everyone here is wealthier and has more status than you. Have you even looked in the mirror? I turned and pointed at Leo surrounded by a group of people. That guy over there, he's my boyfriend. As soon as I said that, the crowd burst into laughter. Your boyfriend? I replied firmly. Yes, my boyfriend. Luna tried to comfort her friends, half laughing, half crying. She's crazy, and it's quite bad. While they were still laughing at me, Leo suddenly called my name. Fiona, come here. I glanced at Luna with a smile. They all froze, including Luna. I saw her eyes suddenly turn red with anger, unable to say a word. When Leo called me over, almost every student's eyes were on me. It felt like a laser scan, piercing through me. When I got to him, he was a bit upset, pretending to sulk. In front of everyone, he pinched my cheek. Fiona, if I find out you're deliberately avoiding me again, you'll be in trouble. I clung to his arm, pouting. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. This time, I won't argue with you. I nodded eagerly, deliberately leaning close to his shoulder. Why did you call me? Leo led me through the crowd to his secret spot. Can't I just want to see my dear sister? Of course, you can. Seriously though, I heard Luna transferred here too. Stay away from her. Thanks for the heads up, Leo. I have a question. Go ahead. Do you have a girlfriend? No, that's a relief. Why? Thinking of setting me up? Not at all. With your looks, you have plenty of admirers without my help. He flicked my forehead. No dating at a young age. Focus on your studies. After leaving the secret spot, Leo had to go do something alone. I got cornered. About 20 girls trapped me in a secluded corner. What were you doing in there? Secret. Can't tell. When did you start dating? Leo said he wouldn't date in high school. You must have pestered him, right? Lost for a response, I started making things up. We're not just dating, we're living together. They looked at me like I was crazy. Are you kidding? If Leo is dating you, it's only because he's having fun. Don't take it seriously. Besides, Leo's family is wealthy. His father, Bruce, invested in this school. What about you? We checked you out. You're just an ordinary person. My parents work in the court. Some of theirs are tech giants or hotel chain owners. Your dad, a driver. They all started laughing at me, including one person who laughed the hardest, Luna. Hiding in the corner, she laughed openly. Whatever my parents do, be they drivers or billionaires, it has nothing to do with them. I didn't want to respond to their taunts, until Leo came back and they made way for me. I didn't expect them to chase up with questions. Leo, are you two really dating? She's not really your girlfriend, is she? Leo looked at me for 2 seconds, then grabbed my hand. "Ha, she's more important than a girlfriend now." The girls murmured. "Are you really living together?" Leo answered nonchalantly. "Yes, to be precise, we've been living together for a week now." I kept my head down. No matter what Leo said, I'd definitely get scolded at home, but thankfully, he didn't expose me in public. Seeing their reactions, I couldn't help but feel a sense of triumph. "What's for dinner tonight? What do you want?" Leo whispered in my ear. "Whatever you want, I'll make it for you." I grinned smugly at everyone. Later, after school, Leo actually cooked a delicious meal. I thought he'd scold me and lecture me. Instead, he served me food at the table. "Give it up. A perfect boyfriend like your brother here is extinct." Dad tapped Leo with chopsticks. "Behave." Leo smugly flicked his hair. "But it's true. I'm the perfect one, right?" Dad put down his chopsticks and checked the time. "Albert will be back next Monday. You two come home early after school." Albert, a top-tier star, as his only sister, I must prepare a special gift. The next day at school, I couldn't focus. I kept searching for Albert's interests on my phone. On screen, Albert was incredibly handsome, even more so than Leo. During lunch break, I started embroidering his name on a pure white t-shirt I bought. Some classmates saw me embroidering the name and got curious. They were familiar with this routine. "You're a fan of Albert too. You like my brother." "What brother? He's all of ours. We're family. Our brother is incredibly handsome." Family? Did she mistake me for a fan? Seeing us chat eagerly, more people joined in. "Albert never accepts fan gifts, especially cheap ones." "Yeah, especially handmade stuff. He won't even glance at it." "Don't waste your effort. You're too out of touch." They didn't even take the Louis Vuitton gift I sent. "That cheap t-shirt of yours will definitely end up in the trash." I was skeptical. "No, he will wear it because I'm her sister." "Nonsense. Who among us isn't her sister? Albert has so many fans. Who do you think you are?" I stood there stunned for a bit, thinking things over. My intent to win over Albert had spread through the class. From being Albert's fan, it turned into me cheating on Leo and even reached the teachers. It's a good thing the teachers knew about our relationship, otherwise, they'd have called our parents. But some people didn't want to let these petty things go. They reported directly to Leo and dragged me to his class. "Leo, you don't know this, but she's fond of your brother behind your back. She's planning to give him a shirt with words she embroidered herself." How shameless. Two timing like this. Leo was standing at the door staring at me, not saying a word. Seeing that I didn't rebuff the accusations, those people turned their attention to Leo's reaction. "Leo, you should break up with her. She's totally unworthy of you and is wasting your time. It's said that she isn't that great a person and just likes cozying up to rich boys." "Leo, look at me. I'm 100 times better than her." At this, Leo's gaze turned even colder. With a fierce and stern look, I dared not make eye contact with him. "Who told you that?" "Luna, her sister. We're not lying." Leo must have been misled by Fiona to be dating her. Otherwise, how could he choose her as his girlfriend? "Leo is great at his studies and good looking. Why not consider me?" Leo didn't even look at them and pushed away the crowd, leaving through the center. Not interested. He dragged me out of the crowd too, heading straight to Luna's classroom. "Luna, she no longer has anything to do with your family. Please go home and confirm with your parents." More and more students were gathering around. Luna was provoked by Leo's words, not wanting to lose face. I did ask. "My parents said she went to look for her biological parents, and their conditions were quite ordinary, not as good as ours." "Your parents told you that?" Luna replied. "Yes, my parents wouldn't lie to me. She simply has bad luck. Without our family's treatment, she went to others." Leo suddenly chuckled coldly and glanced at me. Luna had a combative personality and didn't back down even in front of Leo. "You're just her boyfriend. It's normal to defend her, but it doesn't change the fact that she's despicable." I swung my hand and slapped her across the face. "Luna, that's enough. Don't go too far. You hit me." Luna held her face. "That's right, I did. It was the first time I hit her. At home, no matter how much grievance I felt, I never touched her. It was a memorable first. That day was a weekend. Luna had smashed my glass doll, and we argued fiercely. Mom was the first to rush in, checking if Luna was hurt or had any injuries. My eyes welled up, hoping for a hug, because it was her who deliberately broke it. I felt I needed some comforting too, but she just squatted down and comforted me. "What's wrong with you? She's your sister. Can't you be a little more understanding? Don't be so unreasonable. It's just a doll." From that day, I realized that in the family I had lived in for over a decade, I would never be as important as Luna, because I wasn't their biological child. To live well there, I had to give in to their precious daughter. But now, my entire being was telling me, enough, you have no ties to their family anymore. No need to consider her feelings or gauge the family's mood. After slapping her, my hand felt numb, and my heart pounded. Luna held her face, tears streaming down. She stared at me intensely and then looked at Leo. Leo, do you see her true colors now? She always pretended to be kind at our house. Leo couldn't stand it anymore. Luna, I'm letting this go as a favor to you today, but if you keep acting out, don't think you'll stay in this school. You're threatening me. Leo responded, no need. Go home and ask your parents who they work for. Leo, stop. I didn't want him to spell it out clearly, hoping to leave her some dignity, but she had no intention of sparing mine. She's cheating on you, and you do nothing, because I'm okay with it. Leo was fuming mad. Absolutely unreasonable. At home, he was still ranting furiously. Suddenly, as if struck by a thought, he stopped in his tracks. Grabbing my pigtail, he asked, why didn't I get a gift? I want a t-shirt with embroidery too. I couldn't tell if he was mad about not getting a present, or upset about the earlier confrontation with Luna. I opened my wallet and pitifully showed him. It's not that I didn't want to buy you one, but my allowance is all gone. Putting his arm around my shoulder, he cheerfully said, I'll give you some. Soon, my phone buzzed with a bank notification. $10,000. That's an allowance. That amount could match my previous family's monthly salary. Staring at the number in disbelief, Leo poked at my head. Remember my gift? I nodded, but that figure was too overwhelming. Leo, isn't this too much for an allowance? Should I pay some back? He crossed his arms and teased. When you see Albert, don't complain that I gave you too little. Albert is back early. Yeah, Dad didn't tell you to surprise you, but now it's no secret since he's already at the door. Albert is a top celebrity with almost no scandals. A breath of fresh air in the entertainment industry. Though not my idol, I still had a good impression of him. He was good looking after all. I dashed the few dozen meters back to the villa. So you've totally ditched me for Albert, huh? Leo's voice trailed from behind me. As soon as the door opened, I saw Albert. We almost bumped into each other. Albert, hi. He looked even better in person than on screen. Such a handsome brother made my face flush. Feeling a bit shy, he squatted down slightly and gently touched my nose. You must be the little sister. So cute. Leo waved in our faces to interrupt. Albert, why are you back early? Couldn't wait until next Monday, so I requested to hold the signing event earlier. Albert, are you doing a signing event? It's the first time I'm interested in a top-tier signing event, especially since it's my brother. Yes, it's at the exhibition center. Wanna be there to support your brother? Can I? Of course. Albert suddenly extended his hand. I heard you have a gift for me, and I've been looking forward to it. I've been prepared for a long time. I ran to my room and grabbed a white t-shirt. Here, it's for you, Albert. He took it. It even has my name. Then he planted a kiss on my forehead. Thanks, sister. I'll wear it at the signing event. He then handed me a small pink gift box with a big, light-colored ribbon. Albert got you a gift too, but you have to go to your room to see it. Leo was beside me the whole time, his eyes glued to the gift box. I smelled a whiff of luxury. Indeed, it was luxury. I opened the box in my room that night. A limited edition ladies' watch worth hundreds of thousands and a bank card with $1 million. Leo was right. I can't dislike him. I could wake up laughing from this kind of dream. Am I suddenly a little rich girl? But in the middle of the night, half awake, I got a call from Luna. Come to the hospital, Mom is sick. My heart clenched suddenly, even though I had left that home and found my biological father. Hearing this made me uncomfortable. The bond nurtured since childhood can't just disappear. I put on my clothes and saw Albert in the living room, still awake. Albert, still not asleep. Time zone difference, can't sleep. Just up to drink some milk. He looked me over, dressed and with my bag. Heading out this late. Emergency. Alright, your brother will drive you. Can't sleep anyway. I told him the hospital's name, and Albert drove me over. He waited downstairs once he understood the situation. In the ward, I saw Luna and my dad at the bedside. Dad, what's wrong with Mom? She suddenly fainted. After a checkup, the doctor said she has a malignant tumor in her brain. It can be cured. Don't worry, Dad. Medicine is so advanced now. It'll be fine. Luna was silent, looking tired. Dad looked much older suddenly. Curing it isn't certain, but it costs a lot of money. Our family's money went to your sister's school. Not much left. Luna suddenly stood up, speaking without her usual volume, but without any consideration for others. Dad, let's speak with conscience. My education only cost $1 million. You didn't raise me for long, and I didn't spend much overall. She shot me a defiant glance. She spent more than me, not just money, but emotionally too. Now she's living with rich people, right? She should pay for mom's treatment. After raising her so long, it's only fair she spends some money. Looking at mom lying in bed, I just wanted her to get better. Tears welled up in my eyes. After I left home, she never called me, not even once. Even though our relationship had soured long ago and Luna had scolded me, I still had hope. But after all this time, she never checked how I was doing. Seeing her motionless in bed now, my feelings were complicated. My adoptive father's face lost its lightness, not daring to look at me, nor did he reject Luna's suggestion. How much is needed now? He didn't speak, maybe embarrassed. Finally, Luna answered, we still need another 1 million. Mom and Dad said your biological parents have money. Whether you borrow it or find a way yourself, it's your obligation. Without a word, I handed the card to my dad. No need to borrow. My allowance is enough. Downstairs, Albert handed me a coat. Seeing my red eyes, he asked softly, were you crying? Seeing Albert made me feel even more aggrieved. My allowance, it's just gone. But I didn't dare say it. Albert was incredibly gentle, unlike his cold demeanor on TV interviews. Don't cry. If you have trouble, tell me. I'll help you solve it. I shook my head fiercely, feeling both aggrieved and angry. He wiped my tears and snot without a trace of disdain. After a heavy night of sleep at home, my eyes were swollen. As soon as I got to school, classmates surrounded me. They showed me this morning's Facebook trending news. They kept encouraging me, telling me to think positively. Look how you're crying. Albert's scandal has several students in tears. They are devastated. I didn't even know what was happening, asking with a nasally voice from crying. Why? She glared at me. And you call yourself Albert's sister. Clearly, you're not real siblings. We're the real ones. It's because Albert's scandal is unprecedented, the first ever. Other classmates joined in. His first scandal, and it's with a girl, wiping her tears and giving her a coat. This sounds familiar. Surprised. What? We couldn't see the girl's face clearly, just a blurry rear view taken at night. They started speculating wildly about various rumors about Albert. I know, his signing event was moved up because of this girl. For sure. I felt awkward. Their guess was spot on. It was because of me. But I'm not some mean-spirited girl, okay? I'm his real sister, no doubt about it. I pointed seriously at the scandal girl on her phone. Word by word, firmly, that mean-spirited girl is me. Classmates burst into laughter. You don't joke around. You're just a little goody-goody. Other classmates mocked. Leo was at the door waiting for me. He didn't know about my outing with Albert, or my past family issues. I didn't want the whole family worried. Now he really started grilling me. I wouldn't be so clueless if Albert told me. Albert has informed Bruce about your adoptive mom. Bruce will handle the surgery. You don't need to worry. Bruce is the director of the biggest hospital in the country. That hospital yesterday is his. I was so shocked, my mind went blank. Can I get my allowance back? Would that be too shameless? Bruce will be back from New York next week, and will arrange the surgery for Luna's mom soon. He is the lead surgeon, and it's sure to be a success. I was so moved that I almost cried. The brothers are so awesome. Don't be mad anymore. I'll tell you about anything first thing from now on. You'll definitely be the first to know, I promise. It's okay even if you don't tell me. Why? Because wherever you go, I'll go. Dad said I should protect you, and never let you get lost again. Suddenly, my eyes felt a bit sore. Indeed, I couldn't get lost again. Are you wearing the watch Albert gave you? No, it's too precious. I'm afraid of losing it. We can buy a new one if you lose it. You have to wear it. It's a family requirement. So serious. It's just a watch, right? Jason put a tracking device in the watch, so even if I'm not around, he can know where you are at all times. He patted my head, somewhat dotingly. Don't take it off. Always wear it. Got it. Being monitored by my brothers doesn't feel bad. The incident of me and Albert being photographed secretly is still trending. The whole day it stayed at #1 on Facebook's trending list. I can only marvel at how celebrities' every move is watched by everyone. It's no big deal. They didn't capture my face. Worrying, I called Albert. Albert, is the trending topic affecting you badly? Should we clarify? It's okay, no need to clarify. Albert's voice over the phone was incredibly gentle. If we clarify, your life won't be peaceful. Many eyes will be watching my sister, and weird people might disturb your life. So don't worry about me. I can handle it. Not long after hanging up, the trending topic was gone. Every little rumor about Albert was scrubbed clean. He took action. Look at how everything online got deleted. The woman behind Albert is definitely not simple. How much money would he need to spend on PR to protect her? What should I do? I'm so envious, jealous, and happy. It's complicated. Could my brother really be in a relationship? I almost coughed up blood. Whether he's spoiling a wife is unknown, but he definitely spoils his sister. Without saying a word, they started getting interested in me. Sunday is Albert's signing event. Will you go? Yes. I already said I would. Did you buy a ticket? No. Looking at your poor self, of course not. Pity you. I have an extra. I thought about it for a while. Albert didn't say we needed tickets to get in, so I refused. Family members should not need tickets. No need. My brother will take me. Alright, but even if you get in, you might not get an autograph, because many people will be queuing. The event is only 2 hours long. Those at the end might not get a turn in time. I didn't understand the concept of queuing, so I calmly responded, it's okay. I probably won't need to queue. Everyone was stunned. You don't even know about queuing. Soon, the day of Albert's signing event arrived. Wearing the watch Albert gave me, I went to the venue. It was my first time attending a celebrity event. It felt like a concert. The Coastal Expo Center was packed inside, and the square outside was even more crowded. I entered through the staff entrance, showing the pass Albert gave me, and went through smoothly. There were at least 5 or 6 checkpoints. When I got to the innermost part, I came across some familiar classmates. Didn't you buy tickets? I was a bit surprised. Can't we have passes if we bought tickets? Connections, get it. We're professional fans. They were also surprised seeing my pass. You have one too. Not bad. Seems you're a hardcore fan of your brother. Within 2 minutes, more than 50 people showed up with passes. Security stopped everyone, suspecting counterfeit passes. They said, for Albert's safety, none of you are allowed to enter now. I was squeezed to the back among them. It was like a battle. They started arguing with the security. The arguing got louder. If there are fake passes, then mine must be real, right? After all, mine was from Albert. Don't make a fuss. Little girls, you've been scammed. Can't be a fake. We paid $1,000 for it. Time was running out, so I squeezed through the crowd. Excuse me, let me through. My brother is waiting for me inside. Who's your brother? Albert, he's my brother. The security guard laughed even louder than my classmates, glancing at my pass. Look around you. How many of them aren't claiming to be his sister? Stop wasting my time. Move along. The other classmates looked at me as if I were a monkey, their features twisted in mockery. I called Albert, and a staff member came to get me. Who's Fiona? Security can let her in. I raised my hand high. I'm Fiona. Having been mocked by security just moments before, he now forced a smile at me. Sorry about that. My mistake. It's okay. All 50-something people stared at me, including my schoolmates. Their eyes widened, mouths open, expressions twisted in disbelief. Fiona. Fiona is Albert's sister. If Leo is also Albert's brother, then Fiona and Leo are siblings. Their expressions seemed to ask me, what else are you hiding? But I gave them a calm look as I entered. He's waiting for me. I'll head in first. Just as I left, I heard someone scream behind me. Why? The signing event officially began. Our relationship has just been made known to everyone outside. No problem. Stay by your brother's side. Don't wander off. I nodded, watching my brother in the white t-shirt I gave him. He looked simple yet not plain, especially like someone who stepped out of a comic book. Handsome beyond words. Albert, you're really good looking. Albert grabbed my wrist, checking if I was wearing the watch. His eyes flashed, a dazzling look in them. So, among the 5 brothers, who do you like the most? That question was hard to answer. I like everyone, they're all good to me. Remember, you're the sister I like the most, and I love you, too. His sudden confession made even the nearby staff member call cut. It sounded weird. Those who don't know might think you two are dating. He didn't answer the staff's question. He put on his coat, grabbed my hand, and we left. Is he that scared I'll get lost? I followed behind Albert like a little assistant. I looked at the long line of people and gasped. 2 hours and we wouldn't even get in line. During this time, I hardly saw anyone I knew, not even the classmates we met at the door. 2 hours flew by, yet the line was still long. You're exhausted, right? Albert, I'm not tired. I didn't do anything. Watching you sign autographs was tiring though. He checked the time. Time's up. Let's go home. Because the time was so short, everyone started protesting. Some fans lost control. Seeing him leave, they all rushed forward. I couldn't keep my balance and got knocked down. Twisted my ankle. Albert noticed my limp and picked me up in a princess carry, without a care for his image. That was close. If you really got hurt, Dad would be mad. But now you'll be on the trending searches again tomorrow. What do we do? That's not a big deal. You're the most important to our family. Trending searches don't matter. Yeah, my brother doesn't care. Worst case, if he can't make it in entertainment, he'd just go home to inherit the family fortune. In front of everyone, Albert carried me into the room, and all the media captured it. Suddenly, I became the target of everyone, so much so that I didn't go to class the next day. Leo called in for me, told me to stay home, but I was worried about falling behind in my studies. I didn't go in the morning, but sneaked to school in the afternoon. As soon as I walked into the classroom, it fell silent. Look, I told you she wasn't ordinary. You guys kept saying her family was poor. Turns out, her brother's a star. Everyone gathered around. I sat at my spot, and they started questioning me about Albert. Their hostility disappeared. Even classmates from other classes peeked through the windows. Why didn't you tell us you're Fiona? We misunderstood you for so long. You're too much. Since you and he are siblings, can we get his autographed photos? We didn't get in line yesterday. I want one too. I knew this would happen, so I was prepared. I pulled a stack of Albert's autographed photos out of my bag and handed them out. They seemed really satisfied. Clearing the misunderstandings felt great. The fact that Albert didn't have a girlfriend was a key point. Your brother is so doting. He really wore that white t-shirt you gave him yesterday. What a deep sibling bond. In the midst of all this chaos, Leo caught me. He pulled me out. Didn't I tell you not to come? You never listen. Look, nothing happened to me. Plus, isn't that why I have you? Your foster parents' surgery is scheduled for tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon. I'll go with you. Thanks, Leo. I didn't expect the surgery to be this soon. Luna didn't even call me. So much has happened recently, like a roller coaster. My emotions are all over the place. She's having surgery. I hope everything goes well. Too scared. I didn't sleep at all that night. In the afternoon, we arrived at the hospital. My heart sank when I saw Mom. Luna was with her, peeling a banana for her. The director came back. He's personally doing the surgery. Thank you so much. I didn't expect Luna to say thank you. In all the years living with her, this was the first time I'd heard it. Mom looked a bit pale, but still kind towards me. Fiona, thank you for coming to see Mom. It's thanks to your money that I can be saved. I couldn't listen to this anymore. Leo was by my side and noticed my mood. Your illness will get better. Just rest and recover after surgery. Luna pulled me into the hospital corridor. She handed the card back to me. Here, take this card back. We don't need it anymore. Got some money? I asked. The director spoke to me. He said he's your brother and the treatment costs are covered. I still handed her the card. Isn't the family short on money? Keep it. She forcefully pushed it back. Don't need it. Do you think I'm a joke? Like a laughing stock? No, that's just what you think yourself. Helping you was my choice. When she said this, her eyes turned red. I didn't expect that my dad was your family's driver. And I didn't expect your current family. She weakly leaned against the hallway wall. From now on, you are you and I am me. Let's pretend we never knew each other. You do your rich heiress thing. I'll be my little princess. Since identities are clear now, whatever I say is believed. Leo told me that our identities weren't completely exposed, so not to reveal family affairs. Keep it confidential, safety first. No wonder classmates never mentioned Leo or Albert's family. The secrecy was well done. Later, the school had a parent-teacher conference. Each conference always tallied what the parents had contributed that term. We checked who invested the most and had the most influence. Classmates guessed who had the richest family. I bet 100 votes on Alex. Who's Alex? I was curious. You're new, so it's normal not to know. He's probably the richest in our grade. He has the typical rich kid personality, always showing off, but he has the means to back it up. His dad is the biggest real estate tycoon in the country. Besides real estate, there's finance and media. Basically, most of our classmates live in houses developed by his dad. Sounds impressive. My brother said not to expose our family situation. I kept my mouth shut. Even if they questioned me, I couldn't reveal anything. Fiona, what does your family do? Tell us. Your brother is a star, so your family must be well off. Maybe not as rich as Alex, but probably pretty close to us, right? We might be considered wealthy second generation, but Alex, he's truly a young master from a rich family. Who can really compare to that? So, what do your parents do? They'll definitely come to the parent-teacher meeting this time, right? Dad talked to me all night last time, and still didn't finish. I think I know what he does now. He does have some overlap with Alex's dad's job. I seriously said, probably similar to Alex's family. They sell houses too. That's not surprising. My family does that too, just on a smaller scale. Alex's family has endless assets. On the way home, Leo and I talked about what our classmates said. I don't know Alex, but he definitely does. Alex's family is quite wealthy, but they don't even compare to ours. I shouted in surprise. If Leo said it, it must be true. Will your dad come to the parent-teacher meeting? No, he never went to my parent-teacher meetings. He always sends someone else. I felt a bit disappointed. In the past, my parents used to come to parent-teacher meetings, but they'd always stand by Luna. I was so upset about this that I didn't even eat dinner. But I can understand. Dad's the richest man. How could he show up at such an event? It'd be out of character. I used to look forward to parent-teacher meetings, but now, I don't care at all. Even if that day comes, I'll avoid my classmates and stay off to the side. I don't want anyone asking me when my parents will come. But some classmates saw me anyway, and took me to the school's biggest parking lot. Isn't it magnificent? They exclaimed. This was my first time here. It's behind the school and used only once a year, for the parent-teacher meeting. It's known as the perfect place to show off wealth. Finally, the much-anticipated parent-teacher meeting arrived, and I could see what new luxury cars everyone brought. The atmosphere of wealth gathering was just so rich. They were so excited and familiar with every arriving student and parent, whose parents bought an RV, whose parents funded teaching equipment, whose parents invested millions. They knew it all. This time your family funded the clothing category. I barely understood, but they saw my puzzled look and explained. Clothing doesn't just mean uniforms. It includes all the school uniforms, activity outfits, sports clothes, everything, fully funded. That must cost a lot, I said with big eyes. Pretty impressive. Fiona, what did your family fund? Why haven't I seen your parents? Me? They'll be here soon, I said, trying to hide the fact that my dad hadn't shown up or sent anyone. This is your first year here. I don't think you need to fund anything. Don't be scared, one said as a big gust of wind hit us. Where's that wind coming from? Look, it's not wind, it's a helicopter. And it's not just one. Look at the sky. I looked up too. Wow, 5 helicopters hovered in the sky. Everyone in the parking lot froze, staring to see whose parents had arrived. Could this be Alex's family? No, Alex's cars are over there, 2 of them. Then which rich families is this? One of the helicopters landed in the middle, and someone stepped out a moment later. Just then, my phone started vibrating. Fiona, we're here. Dad and my brothers all came. I left the crowd, looking furiously for our familiar cars. The scene was massive, with so many students looking up at the sky. Why so many helicopters? Did something happen at school? No idea. 5. Must be someone important. Can't wait to see who. I saw the text saying Dad arrived, but I couldn't see him anywhere. Soon, the 5 helicopters landed. I kept looking for Dad. Leo called then. I told him to come see the huge scene at the parking lot. Leo, come quick. There are 5 helicopters here. It's amazing. He was silent for a few seconds, then sounded a bit annoyed. Idiot, those helicopters are ours. Our helicopters. I moved closer to see who got off them. It was Dad, and Albert, Evan, Bruce, and Jason. How did everyone come? I started heading their way, but classmates stopped me. Where are you going? Don't go over there. Those must be important people. Just watch. I'm going to find my dad and brothers. They are here. I pointed at them, and everyone froze. Those 5 helicopters are yours. I nodded, not explaining, and ran straight for the helicopters. Dad, why did you and my brothers all come? Leo said you never come to these. Why mine? Dad gently patted my head, very kind. Because it's my precious daughter's parent-teacher meeting. How could I not come? I was so emotional, almost crying. Tears welled up in my eyes. My brothers, dressed like international stars, stood behind Dad. All of them were flawless. The girls couldn't stop screaming, especially for Albert. Even if they didn't recognize the others, everyone knew Albert. If Dad hadn't brought many bodyguards, we couldn't have controlled the excited crowd. After that, I was the center of attention at school. Fiona, your dad is the richest man, and you have 5 brothers, and you told us you weren't rich. You hid this well. Do you even know what your family funded? I really don't. Do you? My mom said your family owns this school. Later, I went home and confronted Dad. Why didn't you tell me? He said he was afraid I'd feel too much pressure, so he didn't mention it. He even gave me his diary. It recorded all his feelings, including the day I got lost, all written down. That night, I read and cried. There were warm and romantic moments, and more about his heartache and sorrow from losing me. The last page had just one sentence. The only birth daughter he lost. He will never lose his little princess again.